and they took the Hefty Lefty, who, by the way, not even his best nickname, also known as the Pillsbury Throwboy.
Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
The Pillsbury Throwboy is the best nickname I've ever fucking heard.
Top 5 nickname. I've never heard him called that either, but
Me
Pillsbury
either.
Throwboy. Oh.
Dude, I'm going to get shirts made.
That's a technical foul.
So basically, for the viewers, you want to know what we're doing? We're building Mount Lunchmore.
Yeah.
We're just adding one in typical fat boy fashion.
Yep.
So top 5 fattest athletes, technically foul. Let's go.
All right, welcome back to Technically Foul. It is the Fat Athletes episode, as we described in the little intro. We are missing our fat friend is supposed to be here.
We centered an entire episode around having Mike Eaton here.
Mm-hmm.
And in normal fashion, Mike Eaton is in a food coma.
Yep, passed out.
Not answering his phone. And the thing is he lives 3 minutes away.
He couldn't. The only way to do this podcast closer to his house was to do it in his bedroom.
It's insane.
I could go wake him up probably faster than like he can get here.
He could roll here.
He could roll down like a Chef Boyardee can, just rolling down the street.
Like a Snorlax on a hill.
Yeah, well,
Just right down.
Yeah, and it made more sense to do the fat athletes with him. I still think this is a very fun, interesting one. We're going to use this as possibly a backlogged episode, but we fell behind a little this week, so this will be coming out tomorrow. But we wanted to talk fat athletes, and we decided that we were going to narrow it down to our top 5 best fat athletes
Of all time.
And this is all encompassing. This is not just the fattest guy or the fattest guy with the best stats. This is representing fat as a whole. And it does suck that we don't have our fat ass delegate here to speak for the fats.
I know.
But
2 skinnies doing this.
2 skinny. Listen, if it helps, I was 250 and a bit of a fatty. People keep telling me recently that I look like I lost a bunch of weight. I haven't, but I must have been fat. So that's nice to hear.
I come from a very obese family. Every woman on my mom's side of the family is old, Italian, and fat. They're all over 350 to 400 pounds. A lot of them are dead. But,
yeah.
You know, sorry about that.
That was the thing is looking up these athletes. It was either like, oh man, they died early, or I'd be like, they're still alive.
I know.
But then I'd go, oh wait, they're only 48. Oh Jesus Christ, they're only 48. Like,
and you're shocked at their longevity.
One of the guys I have on this list, I was shocked that he was 1 alive and only 54. I won't say who it is yet, but just that to alone blew my mind. Where I was like, oh, you're gonna die so they might die before this episode comes out. But
it's sad, dude, because I was looking at a few too, and there was one where I'm like, oh, this guy was so cool.
Yeah.
This guy was like, oh man, he was like the pinnacle of the fat athletes. And then you look and it's like, died like 4 years ago. And I'm like, fuck.
It's so sad when you see that. I guess so we get into this. You have a few more names written down than I do. I have some more detailed ones. Again, we lost the third person, but I think we kind of go through all the names you have, the names that I have, and then we really start to delegate, keep track, write it down. As we go here, I will keep track of our ranking system so that we can add. So you know what I mean? We can put, so-and-so at 4 and then realize after a little while, actually, they were 5. We got to bump them back, all that. I got that ready for us. So is there a specific one that you want to go with first?
I would like to go with the skill positions in the NFL first.
Okay.
Because it's the most unlikely position for a fat athlete to be present.
Yeah.
Right? They're running constantly. It's nothing but cardio. You're constantly burning fat.
That's very true.
If you're a fat skill position player in the NFL, something has gone awry, or you are absolutely fucking incredible.
Yeah, you either are like the best at your position, or like you said, your career is falling apart.
Yes.
You have pulled, and sorry if this steals one, I don't think he should be in it, but you pull a Zion Williamson, and all you do is get obese and blow your knees out from too much gumbo.
A Zion is the perfect example.
Yeah.
I got 2. I got 2 in the NFL.
Okay.
One is Eddie Lacy.
The only guy to maybe ever have a weight contract in his running back contract. Not only a weight contract, because a lot of times I think like linemen, they're like, hey, if you come in below like 340, over 340, we fine you. It's normally a fine system. I don't know if there's been a ton where it was like, Eddie, if you lose 10 pounds, we will give you $10,000. And he was just like, nah.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, dude, have you ever had a 4x4 from In-N-Out?
Buddy, they're putting Weight Watchers coupons in his fucking locker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, why do I get Slim Fast again?
They went all down to those like fill out mail bullshit. They did all of them for Simply Fresh, Hello Fresh,
yes,
weight loss meals. He's getting 10 phone calls a day from weight loss programs.
He's got his own Gatorade bottle on the sidelines. They have to grab it because it's 0 sugar Gatorade.
Yeah.
The other one is near and dear to my heart because the Carolina Panthers drafted him.
Yes.
But that's Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember how chunky Kelvin got.
Remind me if I'm correct. He got so fat he went from wide receiver to tight end.
He went from wide receiver to tight end and then wasn't strong enough to be a tight end.
Oh.
So he got 86 from the league.
So this I didn't have this written down, but adjacent, because I'm gonna kind of jump in with some crazy thoughts like this. Do we have to put in contention someone like Lane Johnson? Lane Johnson was a high school quarterback and then was drafted as a left tackle.
I mean, yeah.
That's
impressive. The thing about it, here's what I thought about. Okay, when it comes to line and defensive line positions, O-line, defensive positions, that's a fat boy position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're a fat boy in that position, you have to be the fat boy. You have to be the one.
Yeah.
And for me, if I'm listing the one out of that, it's Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He had the biggest belly. He moved great for a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He scored touchdowns. He had a couple touchdowns. It's him, William the Refrigerator Perry, and I think there might be a couple others on the line that were just like maybe Nate Newton.
Yeah.
You know, just big boys, just guys that didn't do anything about the gut.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at all these offensive linemen today, right? Look at Joe Alt and these guys. They're physical fucking mountains. They're specimens.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a huge percentage of body fat.
No.
You know, they're just super athletes.
Yeah.
Go dial it back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you could get a rotund good dude in there doing some pretty destructive shit.
Yeah, I guess this needs to not be low. And I honestly don't have any O or D linemen really written down because, you're like, that's where they go. And it's that weird thing where, because I wrote this down too, where like football's that weird one where like on paper, if I'm like, you're 6'5", 360 pounds, you're like, that guy's fat as shit.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, he's like somehow ginormous, but also not fat at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that weird one where Vince Wilfork's a good pick because he was round.
He was round.
He didn't look athletic.
No.
You look at these tackles
He looked like a
now,
trucker.
Yeah, exactly. Wore overalls everywhere. That famous Hard Knocks clip of him just hitting fadeaways in basketball, pull-up jumpers.
The best fat athlete is a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea that they can do a backflip at 365 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the best fat athlete. As somebody like, you're like, that guy did what? And I feel like we need Eaton here so bad just for the fat guy to be like, well, guys, hold on. You can't just discredit the fat people.
Yeah.
Okay, the fat people need, like, their positions matter.
Yeah.
We need it because I know me and you, we're just going to go in like, they're supposed to be fat.
Mm-hmm.
But they still deserve their flowers.
That's true, but this is what will get people angrily commenting under our videos that we don't know what we're talking about because we're not fat.
I listen, I'm not fat, but I'm fat adjacent.
Yeah.
I've dated a lot of big women.
Oh, dude, you've been in enough that you
that
become
should count.
one. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I had such low self-confidence for a long time. I dated primarily fat women.
Hey, if you're in a Christian cult, are you Christian?
Yes.
Yes. If you're in a big woman, that makes you a big woman now.
Yep.
I don't make
damn
the math.
straight.
I just
you
state
damn
the fact.
straight.
Yeah, I'm damn straight. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, because I only got 3. I'm just gonna scatter in one of my guys. I've already thought of someone that I didn't add that if we forget.
Okay.
So this is one that I had, and I think he's a bit of a sleeper on paper. Do you have written down John Daly?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I have John Daly.
So John Daly. Here's what I thought was interesting. 5'11", 250 does not sound fat. That's a starting Mike linebacker. He gets but that's what's so impressive. He holds his weight so bad. It's the opposite. Remember the alignment were like, yo, you make 340 look beautiful. He makes 250 look awful.
Buddy, with John Daly is the one person where I'll be like, no, that is not a beer belly. That is
Yeah.
a fuel tank for a fucking golf machine.
Dude, he is like, and he's one of the best fat athletes because I think it's impressive how he's fat with so little weight. Like he's a tiny fat guy. He's the Daniel Cormier of the heavyweight division. Like he's
Absolutely,
he's doing that. But I was looking at some of his stats. So he's 5'11", 250 pounds. He's won 2 majors and 5 PGA tours, and then a bunch of other famous ones. Just outside of like his accomplishments in golf, he set all the place kicking records at his high school. He was an elite field goal kicker in high school. And his high school, he helped lead them. A kicker you can help lead, but to a 10-0 high school team. So he was just a 3-sport natural athlete. He also, did you know he had music albums? He has a song with Kid Rock.
What?
And on his debut album, he has features from Darius Rucker and Willie fucking Nelson. That's legendary. That's legendary fat athlete status right there.
Damn.
Yeah, when I read the music, I was like, that's so cool.
And let me golf. Let the wind fall down like rain. Let me par.
Let me have this cigarette, take the pain. He can have a beautiful, soulful album. And I just love, because I think the thing about being fat is you've let life go a little. You know what I mean? You cheat on diets. You don't care about appearance. I'm not shaming that, but it's like weird. That's why I like a fat athlete that has distractions. I think that ranks them higher. Because a fat athlete that follows all the rules, why are you fat? Follow the caloric rule then.
Yeah.
You know? But a guy that is like, not only is he an amazing athlete, but he's super fat. He's making country albums on the side. We all know him for, he's on his thing, you can see that he has gambling, alcohol, and drug abuse. A whole section on Wikipedia for each of them. There is the
He smokes cigarettes while he golfs regularly.
There's the John Daly Challenge created by Barstool in honor of his famous one where he smoked 2 packs of cigarettes, had 4 Snickers, and 2 sodas in 18 holes of golf. You got to do that. I don't know how many cigarettes are in a pack. I've never smoked cigarettes. That's got to be like, what, 40 cigarettes?
Buddy, let me tell you something. He trained harder to smoke those cigarettes than he ever did at golf.
Oh, 100%.
That takes years.
Yeah,
It takes years of discipline.
A lot of porch and stoop sitting there, ripping heaters, just being like, this will all pay off one day.
What they didn't mention is the 2 fucking handles of Long Island iced teas he went through.
Oh, yeah. His drinking thing is fucking crazy. Because he said at one point, like, he said he had to quit whiskey to focus on his golf game. When you have to like pick a specific alcohol to quit, that's when you know you're an addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All addicts do that, whether you're in different.
You're like, hey, John, you going to quit vodka? No, it doesn't affect golf. Tequila? Nope, actually helps my long ball.
Yeah, I've never gotten a DUI off tequila. It's like, yeah, but you have 6 other DUIs. It's like, yeah, I was drinking whiskey all those times. Whiskey's the problem.
Yeah, what about whiskey, John? It causes me to shank left.
My final argument for why I think he's the ultimate fat athlete is he's had the lap band surgery.
That's still fat?
And yeah, that's a fat guy thing to do. To get the lap band and then still be fat is a super fat guy thing to do.
Yeah, he's one of those guys I would love to interview.
Mm-hmm.
I would give anything in this to interview somebody like John Daly because he lived a rock star life as a golfer.
Yeah,
but it's not even like it's like Kid Rock star.
Mm-hmm.
It's like blue collar white trash rock star.
Yeah,
not Hank Williams Jr. esque.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Axl Rose.
No.
Okay, it's the fucking Bush Light version of that,
mm-hmm.
and that's why we love John Daly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the fucking man. It's why. Also, I guess this is an argument against the fat guy thing, but again, because we're pitching him, I think this may be a fat guy accomplishment that continues his legacy. 4 wives.
Oh, absolutely.
4 wives. If you're fat and you can get 4 wives,
he's slang dick, dude.
Yeah, slang dick, and probably got to be pretty good at what you do.
Yeah,
because you're fat and gross.
Yeah, and
they still decided. So yeah, that was my argument, John Daly. I'm glad you had him down too.
So that's who you have for number 1.
No, these I just did, I guess 3. I did like 3 that I thought maybe we would forget that I didn't see on your list when you sent me it. Just 3 people that stuck to my mind. Because again, I thought like I saw your list. I was like, he's got like 10. Mike will have 10. I'll just have 3 people that I really have some facts to put out about. You know?
Okay.
Who else?
My caloric contender,
Mm-hmm.
my champion of cholesterol. If I have to name who I think is the best fat athlete of all time, it's Roy Big Country Nelson.
Yeah.
What that man did with a beer belly
Mm-hmm.
should be studied by fucking science. It is insane.
Yeah.
Okay? He knocked out Kimbo fucking Slice with a belly that looks like it was made by Peterbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This man looks like he's sponsored by Golden Corral with every punch he throws. It is insane how chunky Roy Big Country. I met him once.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. That hand is bigger than a fucking lunchbox.
Oh, I bet. And
it is huge.
Yeah, neither of us are small guys either.
No,
You know what I
and he
mean?
dwarfs me.
Yeah.
You know, he is just a big old boy.
Mhm.
And to think that fought for 3 to 5 rounds at a time, he pushed that body as far as it could fucking go.
Yeah.
He knocked out Czech fucking Congo. Czech Congo. Have
Yeah.
you seen Czech Congo?
Yeah, that's he has an impressive resume of what is maybe the most manliest sport possible, just beating the shit out of each other.
Czech Congo looks like he could defeat the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he could take over Wakanda.
Yeah.
And Big Country Nelson steps up right out of a Flying J, okay? With fucking American flag on his chest and nothing but Alabama in his fists. And he punches Czech Congo all the way back to the fucking regions of Africa. It was insane to watch.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Roy Big Country Nelson is the greatest fat athlete of all time. I think there are people that could contend,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because we never really saw Roy Big Country Nelson do anything like he never ate a hot dog in the octagon.
Yeah.
If he would have eaten a hot dog in the octagon, I wouldn't have an argument here.
Yeah.
Okay, if he just
Like
would have,
some Mark Sanchez type shit halfway through
Yes.
the game, just snacking on the sideline.
yes, dude.
Yeah, and
okay?
not getting iced up or cut, man, just housing a dog
just
in round
down
3.
a dog, dude, while you're mid Rogan interview.
Yeah.
Just be like, fuck yeah, baby, tear it up.
I love that.
Yeah, I needed something like that from Roy Big Country Nelson in order to solidify his greatest fat athlete of all time.
Probably not a relation to him, but look, this is a goof podcast. I'd like to give him credit for his fat thing. What about the Big Country Breakfast? It's like a famous fat ass breakfast.
It is.
Maybe not named after him, but it's his name. When I hear Big Country, he's who I think of. So if we're going Big Country, he gets Big Country Breakfast. It's all inclusive for Big Country. That's another plus for being a fat athlete. How many have a meal named after him?
That's true.
Food synonymous, like that type shit.
That's true.
I like that. Is there any other guys? I feel like we got to give flowers to guys like that, but we can't go in on every athlete to that depth. Is there any guys that you had that maybe you don't think are top contenders?
Prince
but
Fielder for sure.
Prince Fielder.
I would put Prince and Cecil Fielder
Mhm.
were both big boys.
They were big, and they had the fun fat guy where like some seasons they'd look slimmer.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be a big deal. Be like, oh my God, Prince came in at 261 this year, down from his previous at 273. I think those 12 pounds will really help him. It's a big fat guy thing to
Yeah.
be counting 12 pounds and being like, he's an elite athlete now, but also like losing that 12 pounds took him an entire offseason of dedicated dieting.
Absolutely. And also, it's probably not that dedicated of dieting. If we're being
No,
honest, man.
Another baseball player, big sexy himself, Bartolo Colon.
Oh, Bartolo Colon, yeah, with the
Mhm.
grand slam. He had one of the greatest moments.
Yes.
One of my favorite Prince Fielder moments is when he's catching a fly ball in the outfield and he takes a nacho out of the guy's.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude.
he takes a nacho and eats the nacho as he's going back. That's fat guy behavior.
Yeah.
Own it, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
And he went right up to the plate and knocked one 415 fucking yards with nacho breath.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I love that. He should have gone around the bases fucking licking his fingers as he
Yep.
passed around.
To go further back, John Kruk.
I don't know
John
who
Kruk
John
for the
Kruk is.
Phillies. Krucky?
No.
Oh, dude.
Before my time, I believe.
Yeah, he was before your time, but he was Philadelphia Phillies. Another fat athlete. Great fat athlete.
Well, baseball, like, I had written down like top 3 fat sports, and I think it goes baseball, golf, football. And I put football as third because the big guys, like we said, you can be 340 pounds and you're like elite. And then baseball, there are like big fat guy. Like, dude, there's guys like Adam Dunn and Jim Tomei that got so fat they had to become the designated hitter.
Yeah.
That's a fat guy thing, to get so big that they're just like, you're a liability in the field. You know how like you barely have to move in baseball? That's a problem for you. You're going to hit only, and in the 8th inning and above, someone's going to come in and run for your fat ass.
Yeah.
That's what those guys, and baseball allows that, because they're, like we named a few, Bartolo Colon. There's a bunch of great.
He's like, hey, why won't you let me run the bases anymore, coach? He's like, looks down at his stomach. Your knees are bad.
Yeah.
My knees are fine, coach. Looks down at his stomach. No. Your knees are bad.
Yeah. Also, it's the same guy that's so fat he can't see his knees.
Yeah.
Being like, my knees are good. It's like, you haven't seen your toes or knees in months.
Exactly.
It's been a while.
Your kneecap is MIA.
Yeah. Just people like that in baseball, it's a little more acceptable to be.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I would think if we exclude Olympic sports, then yes, I think you're right. I think baseball is probably the top sport to be fat in. Unless we're of course just offensive line, defensive line. But like I said, those guys aren't very fat anymore.
Yeah, they're a jacked 340 somehow, and the fat guys like struggle, and it's a big thing. I mean, like you had a guy like Jordan Davis come in for the Eagles who was huge, but like legit, the immediate concern was like, you have to lose weight.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to cut down weight, and it's like dealt with pretty quick. Like there's no room for just being.
Don Poe was one that I think just got too big.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. These guys get a little older, and it's like, yo, your best metabolism was keeping you at 320.
Yeah.
Now it's cutting out, and you got money now. 360's creeping around the corner.
So you watch a lot of these athletes, especially the offensive linemen, dude. The second they're done in the NFL, they drop 100 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Gross, when he was the left tackle for the Panthers back in the day, when he quit football, dude, he was down to like 230, 240 in no time.
Yeah, the Bussin' with the Boys guy, Taylor Lewan, he's crazy skinny.
Yeah, Taylor Lewan lost
the Steelers had an O-lineman who did that. I'm forgetting his name, but he's like famous for losing all the weight.
Brett Kiesel?
Yes. Yeah, the center, right?
No, hold on. I don't think that was him. I think it's somebody else.
Or am I thinking of the Browns? Some like 20-year-old lineman retired not
Was
too
it Joe
long
Thomas,
ago.
maybe?
Joe Thomas is exactly who it is.
Okay.
Yes, Joe Thomas like is like 200 pounds now.
Yeah.
So it's it's like that weird thing where a lot of the linemen, D linemen are also just getting to that weight forcefully. So it's hard to include them. Another guy I had written down, we talked about this over text, is the hefty lefty, Jared Lorenzen. I mean, he is.
You gonna say it, or do I have to say it?
You say it.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I don't want to be that guy, but dying of heart and kidney failure definitely
cardiac
adds
arrest,
to fat
dude.
athlete.
Yeah.
Like, I think that almost earns you a top 5 spot.
You're absolutely a top 5 spot. There's no doubt. Jared Lorenzen for me, I think we got to put him like number 3. I think because you died doing what you love, which was really eating.
Yeah. I mean, he unfortunately, I believe, he died at 38 years old, sadly, which is very young.
Yeah. And it was just a few years ago, right?
Yeah. Even
2021 maybe?
It was like the end of COVID type thing. Like the world was coming back to normal, and unfortunately God said, you want life back to normal? We're going to take a sad sacrifice. We're going to take who you love the most. And they took the hefty lefty, who, by the way, not even his best nickname, also known as the Pillsbury Throwboy.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
The Pillsbury Throwboy is the best nickname I've ever fucking heard.
Top 5 nickname. I've never heard him called that either, but
Me
Pillsbury
either.
Throwboy. Oh.
Dude, I'm going to get shirts made.
Yes, I want a Jared Lorenzen jersey that just says that.
I want
a
a Pillsbury Jared Lorenzen jersey.
Yeah. It's just sponsored by Pillsbury. That would be amazing. Because, he's. Oh my God, the Pillsbury Throwboy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's amazing.
Yeah, he's an elite.
The quarter snack?
Quarter snack is another great one. I think it gives him some bonus, too, that he lived in Kentucky. because he
Okay.
grew up in already a fat state and he exceeded their expectations.
Dude,
You know what I mean? To be one of the fattest dudes, because I don't know if you know this, at one point he reached over 500 pounds. Before his death, he lost 100 pounds, only down to like 400 pounds. But yeah, being over 500 pounds, I don't know if we have anyone on this list that reaches 5+ bills.
I don't think so either.
No.
Vince was probably 350.
Yeah,
close
maybe
to 400, the biggest.
at his biggest, but over 500 pounds is like, I don't know if you can walk at that point.
The Fridge is the original big boy.
Mm-hmm.
The Fridge is the one that I think was the pioneer for big boys.
Yeah.
Because of the way Ditka used them.
Yeah.
And also he was a great personality.
What number did he wear?
Fuck, I think 79.
Yeah, that also like adds to your like fat athlete status.
Yeah.
To be like because he was an elite D tackle, but then they also used him as running back, correct?
Yeah, they did like fullback situations.
Fullback. So it's like that's fucking cool. Like, and to do it with number 79 does kind of put you up there. We have Jared Lorenzen at 3. Is there anyone else?
72.
72. Yeah, just a great number, a big guy number. Jared Lorenzen at I gotta include this too. Jared Lorenzen is a Super Bowl champion.
What?
He was the backup to Eli Manning in the 2007 Super Bowl. The backup when Matt Hasselbeck got hurt. The backup, not the number 3. The 2 was offered the number 3 job and offered to play in the European League that year. We had Europe NFL. Tom Coughlin said, hey, go over there, develop. I think it'd be good for you. He said, nah, I'm cool. We got trans fats here in America. I'm fucking staying, bitch. Stayed. Hasselbeck got hurt somehow. He played in a few games. He played against the Eagles. He threw a touchdown in a game. He played in that 2007 season, which is 07 the year that they were trying to go undefeated, or was that 11? It was against the Patriots for sure. But
I think 07.
Yeah, because the second
Actually, it might have been 08.
wasn't. Yeah. It was whatever year it was the 2007, but the Super Bowl's in 2008 because it's in February,
January 2008.
Yeah, so he's a Super Bowl winner. That's very fucking impressive.
That is impressive. Jared Lorenzen moves up.
Mm-hmm. So we have him at 3. Do we want to move any other people to any spots right now?
I think we have to give a spot to Butterbean.
Oh, yes.
Butterbean.
That's one I'm mad I forgot, and I'm glad you have.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He's probably one of the most iconic fat athletes of all time.
Oh, dude, being able to play with him in like Fight Night 04. And
it was so much fun, dude.
So good.
So much. I wonder what nicknames he had.
I know. I'll look it up because Butterbean is already a great nickname. Also,
I'm pretty sure that's his name.
His name is Eric Esch.
No,
not as cool. Not as cool of a name. I want to see if he had any other.
He's got the best fat athlete name of all time. I think we can agree with that. Other than Pillsbury Throwboy.
Pillsbury Throwboy is just like.
But I'm just like this generic name, like as far as what they called him. You know, Butterbean is pretty great.
He just went by Butterbean was so iconic. He went by only Butterbean.
He said he would fight a Jake Paul. He would fight a Paul brother.
I would love to see him. He also I guess this has nothing to do with fat elite bonus points, but just bonus points. He was in Jackass.
He was in Jackass.
That's cool. The fucking knocks the shit out of Knoxville.
Yeah.
Makes him do the snoring thing when you get knocked out, which is never good. What? Also, I think with the Pillsbury Throwboy, we might have to put Lorenzen at 2 right now.
Yeah.
And bump him back if we need to.
Okay.
So then where do we have Butterbean? I put
Butterbean's number 3. So
5?
right now, where I'm standing is we've got Big Country as number 1 for me. Number 2 is Jared Lorenzen. Number 3 for me, I think number 3 should probably be Vince Wilfork.
I like that.
And number 4 maybe Butterbean, but we gotta have John Daly in there.
Maybe because
maybe Daly's number 2.
Yeah, because he's out of his weight class, and I think we go
now. Or do I get off the hill with Big Country Nelson and actually move him back a little bit? I just think that he had the biggest body that did the most.
Yeah,
and I like I said, there's a couple of fat things that he could have done that would have made me push him up there as the greatest fat athlete. We never really saw him eat in the ring.
Yeah,
that would have been huge for me. But I think that. So I think we move. I think John Daly's number 1
right now.
And then I think we go number 2, Lorenzen. Number 3,
Big Country.
Big Country.
Number 4,
Butterbean. But then you got John Kirk, Pablo Sandoval, Eddie Lacy. You've got
we
Keith
still
Traylor.
got we still got time. I got a sleeper guy that I think can
David
dethrone
Wells is another one.
dethrone
David
number
Wells
1.
was a big boy.
Who's David Wells? I'm not familiar with David
Pitcher, dude. I think maybe Braves, Dodgers.
Wells. Mm-hmm.
Look it up for me.
Yeah.
And then BJ Raji. Fucking, there's just so many. Like
David Wells.
Phil Kessel.
Oh yeah, he's a thick boy. He's 61 years old. He played for the Blue Jays and the Yankees. His nickname was Boomer.
Yep.
It's a good fucking thing. Yeah, he's like thick, and it's funny because the pictures you can see of him, like he was in the baggy
he was in
Jersey
the baggy era. Yeah.
So he gets saved a little by, you know what I mean?
They're not wearing the form-fitting shit.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, because I think we have a good list because right now we have John Daly, Jared Lorenzen, Big Country, and Butterbean.
Yeah.
I mean, even right now, if we only did 4, that's a Mount Rushmore of 4. But
That is. Celtic Shack deserves to be up there too.
Yeah.
Celtic Shack was a big boy. And we haven't mentioned Barkley either, and Barkley was the round mound of rebounds.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just a notoriously, like, kind of fat,
He loved to eat.
dude.
He loved to eat, and he loved prostitutes.
Yeah, but you just had to kind of be like, nah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And just let it just is weird when you see an elite athlete as fat because it's so like gravity defying where you're like, how?
Yeah.
But like you ended up fat, like how? And you're this good?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Yeah, I think because I mean, I think maybe Eddie Lacy rounds out that top 5, just like we were saying.
Because he got too fat to play his position.
Mm-hmm. He got so fat he fell out of position, and the contract thing.
Whoever cooked for him, I don't know who cooked for him.
Mm-hmm.
If it was his mother, if it was a family member, if it was just a chef, whoever cooked for him
Yeah.
could throw down.
Oh yeah.
They cooked him out of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
What if you find out that Eddie Lacy just really liked Skittles or something? You know what I mean? It wasn't even good cooking.
Yeah.
It was just like he couldn't leave the Whoppers alone.
Yeah, it was like his personal chef, like you find out is just DoorDash.
Yeah, it's just DoorDash.
Ordering every day.
He just moved next to a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. That'd be so funny if Eddie Lacy ruined his life off 7-Eleven taquitos.
Yeah.
He just got in there and like them on the rollers was like a fucking hypnotized for him. He was just like, oh shit.
And dude, that could have been so many other running backs. That could have easily been Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry had that build. He could have become a big boy.
Have you heard
easy.
about Derrick Henry's like insane diet?
Yeah.
He like doesn't eat till like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
He just like has like a protein shake and like water with like root in it. You know what I mean? Like
I do something similar.
Yeah,
But I'm not a professional athlete.
No, I know. I just like, well, that's my thing is like occasionally here and there, like I'll do like I'll just like fast till 2 and like do feel good. It is a good way to cut weight. But like normally I fast till 2 and it's like, well, what'd you do today? It's like I sat at my computer, I took my dog on a walk, I did a podcast. Like I didn't do anything. I can't imagine it's like I had a 5 a.m. workout and then practice and then meetings and then I did yoga and then all I've had is like a mushroom root coffee that's like somehow negative 10 calories. Like that's all you've eaten today is crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy to do your body like that, but it's also in a certain like scientifically, you know, I was with someone that used to weigh 400 pounds. I was with her for 5 years, and she lost, you know, so much. 250 pounds.
Yeah.
And the way that I don't want to get too, you know, analytical about health and, you know, the circadian rhythm.
Get on your soapbox.
And the circadian rhythm, but there is something to eating in windows. And it's something for you're giving your body maximum time to process the food and burn the fat that comes with the food.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. I mean, we have like a shitty opportunity of it, but it's like, it's a thing where it's like, yeah, like I'm gonna get done with like Rockies and everything tonight at like home by like 11:30. I'm gonna be hungry because I'll have eaten dinner at like 6:30 when I left.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be hungry 5 hours later, but I also know it's shitty as fuck for me to eat that late. because I'm only going to be awake for probably another hour and a half. So it's like, how's my body supposed to process that?
Well, the easiest way, like when I'm telling people, how coaching them how they're going to lose weight and that kind of stuff, because I do train people every now and then. The way that I always do it is, if it's light outside, it's all right to eat. If it's dark, don't eat. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
Give yourself that simple discipline. If it's dark outside, don't eat.
Yeah.
That gives you a 10 to 12-hour window every single night, or 12-hour window, where you're not eating. You're not your body's burning the food that's in there. Your metabolism's working, and then when the sun is up and it's shining, have some food.
Yeah.
And you know what? When we're first starting, don't get super crazy.
Yeah.
Don't change anything drastically. Shit, eat some donuts. I don't give a fuck. But don't eat donuts when it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the bad stuff goes.
Yeah, trying to sleep on like a bag of candy is just never.
It's insane.
It's never good for you. It's
No.
not. All right. On your list, is there anyone else you want to shout out? And then I'm gonna go with my sleeper pick that I think can dethrone someone off this list that I
Okay.
don't think you have.
I have somebody on this list that isn't technically an athlete, but
Maybe we do have the same person.
but I do think deserves to be on the list.
Who?
Andy Reid.
Okay, that's not okay. Perfect. Andy is a great one.
I think Andy is the fattest coach of all time. Next to maybe Rex Ryan and Mike McCarthy.
And this is a very
Rob Ryan was big too.
What about the O-line coach from the Browns in Hard Knocks? Who, when you go, his whole gut would shake.
Was that Romeo Cornell?
Maybe it's like old fat white. I guess that's like half the coach.
Half the
but
coaches.
Like that guy, Andy Reid, and Rex Ryan, maybe give you a run for their money. But I mean, Andy Reid.
Well, both the Ryan brothers were pretty.
Yeah, Rob and him were. But it's also like you said, the clothes he wears. He's a Tommy Bahama.
Yep.
Floral shirt. That's a big guy thing.
That's a big guy thing, dude.
Let's put a bunch of distracting, colorful patterns on
Yep.
my body so you hopefully don't notice that I'm 400 pounds.
And he leans in. And
Dude.
that's one of my favorite things, doing the State Farm commercial with the chicken nuggies, dude.
Yes. Well, in interviews, they'll be like, today was like a crazy win. Patrick Mahomes looked horrible. He only threw three interceptions and no touchdowns. What are your thoughts about the win? He goes, I'm going to go home and eat a cheeseburger.
Yep.
Fat guy response.
Yep.
Because he's not actually deflecting. He's
really going to go home and eat a cheeseburger.
Yeah, he is like ADD, but for food.
Yeah.
Those 4 hours he coaches, he cannot think about food, but the second it ends, it's all he can think about.
Straight up.
He takes his Adderall so he forgets about a fucking Wendy's burger and how that they have the new Krabby Patty burger. He's locked in. He runs some weird hook lateral bullshit.
Yep.
And the second the game ends, he's just like, God, I'd murder my wife for a Culver's cheeseburger right now.
Dude, his algorithm on his social media has to be just fast food restaurants, and he probably follows every ref.
Oh, yeah. You think he's jerked off to Mayor McCheese porn before?
Absolutely.
He's that deep into it?
Absolutely. He has to hate the Hockey Leagues.
Yeah.
Because you remember Ed Hockley when he was reffing?
Mm-hmm.
He was fucking jacked.
And then his son comes in the league and he's also jacked.
His son's
just a
also
little
jacked.
jacked clone of him.
Yeah, that has to be Andy Reid's worst enemy, is a jacked referee. Although if you follow the Chiefs, they tend to love the refs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are his boys.
Yeah.
He only likes them because they look like zebras, and zebras look delicious to him. He's like, snacks.
His vision board is just the bodies of all the NFL referees.
That'd be funny. It's like his yearly goals. It's like New Year's, what's your resolution? He's like, gotta have a cheeseburger.
Gotta have cheeseburger.
Gotta have a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Gotta have some poutine. And you're
That's
okay.
what makes him so fucking great.
Yeah.
That's what makes you enjoy him so much.
Yeah.
It's because he's fat and he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Andy Reid's a good one. Do you think we bump anyone off the list for him? I mean,
Eddie Lacy, maybe he could come in at 5 because I
Yeah.
don't know if you know this. Andy Reid did play football, and he was a punt, pass, and kick champion.
yeah, he was. Those videos of him are terrifying. He looks.
Did you
like,
see him at 13?
Yeah, he looks like a fat, slender man out there.
He
He's
was like
just
6'4".
crazy. He's so much bigger than everyone. I was trying to look. Okay, I was gonna suggest maybe Butterbean, and then I looked up his weight, and I was like, yeah, never mind. He stays on the list. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was 308 pounds.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so Andy Reid. So right now, we have our top 5 are John Daly, Jared Lorenzen, Big Country, Butterbean, Andy Reid. I'd like to throw one more in. This is my one that I'm thinking maybe mixes things up. Again, if we can kick anyone off the list, we can throw this guy's high up. You can also shoot me down and tell me he doesn't belong on the list. Maybe the best fat athlete alive, and you can only front him for his looks, is Joey Chestnut. Who has eaten more than Joey Chestnut? He is a 16-time world hot dog champion. He holds 55 food eating records. 55 world records. Joey on hot dogs alone has eaten 335,000 calories. John, that is how much the average human eats in 6 months.
He's not fat enough.
He has, dude, some of his stats.
If he did that and looked like Jared Lorenzen, yeah.
But that's almost what's impressive. He's still not small. I looked up his weight. He's 225 pounds.
He's a skinny fat. He would be the lightest fat on the list.
Yes, but if we were just going off looks, then the fattest person would be the best. But we let John Daly in, and he was a smaller
but John
guy.
Daly ate 4 Snickers and 4 Cokes while he's doing 18 holes with 2 packs of cigarettes.
But Joey Chestnut ate 257 Hostess donuts in 6 minutes. That's 42 donuts per minute.
It doesn't count. And although I do think you have a point, okay? Because, you can't say that John Jones isn't the baddest man on the planet, because he is the baddest man on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
This dude is the baddest man on the planet when it comes to eating. But it's too on the fucking nose.
But eating is a fat guy thing.
Yes, but it shouldn't be the fat guy thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Andy Reid eats and coaches football. Fucking Eddie Lacy ate himself out of football. Roy Big Country Nelson used gravy to knock out Czech Congo.
But what's fatter than making your success in sport eating? You think if all these guys could have made a career just eating, you think if John Daly could have smoked cigarettes and sat on a couch and made millions, he would have done it. Joey Chestnut figured it out how to do
honestly, I think it would have been too easy for them.
Yeah.
I think Vince Wilfork would eat Joey Chestnut under the table when he was,
No, there's no chance.
You're out of your fucking mind.
No, you're showing disrespect in a eating, because now look, I can agree with you that he's not fat, but to say anyone would beat him in an eating contest is blasphemous. He's the world champ, 55 world records. There's no one better.
That's because these guys had better shit to do. Okay,
dude, 121 Twinkies in 6 minutes. He ate 23 cheesesteaks in 10 minutes. Dude, that's 2.3 cheesesteaks per minute.
Andy Reid ate that during the Terrell Owens trade.
Dude, these are crazy stats. I thought maybe Joey Chestnut is an interesting sleeper because he does the fattest activity, but the big knock is that he's not fat. He's actually kind of jacked. And then he also has to do the least fat guy thing, which he'll just for a week, he'll only eat like a fucking cube of hot sauce. They do all that weird expanding and shrinking your stomach bullshit before that I guess is not fat. That's why I was like, he may not be in the top 5, but it also might be a sleeper. And I was like, I didn't think any of us would have this guy because you look at him and he's not fat. He shouldn't come to your mind when you think of fat athletes, but eating is a fat ass thing. And he is the best at that. But I guess, yeah, you're right. Athleticism, what is athletic about him? He might, you know what he might be? He might be the best fat person. An argument that if we were just doing fat people.
Yeah, but I mean, even throwing a professional leader in there,
Yeah.
I get it. I do get it. I get why the argument's there.
Yeah.
But it's buddy, Jared Lorenzen was almost 500 pounds and has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Also,
there's just nothing funnier than him in I just wrote down he played indoor football. That was a big thing. And there's just nothing funnier than seeing for those who aren't a nerd like me, an arena football field is 55.5 yards long and compared to 110. And instead of being 53.5 yards wide, it's 22 yards wide. So him playing on a tiny field was so funny. And they notoriously have pretty ugly jerseys in the indoor football league. So he played for the Kentucky River Monsters.
Oh, buddy.
Which is just
they were neon green or something. I remember that.
And it's a little too spot on. every time he gets shirtless at the river, what do they call him? The River Monster. That's just fucked. Don't put him on that team. You know,
Jeremy Wade catches him in season 5.
Yeah, the best part too is he is after the NFL. The indoor teams he played for were only in Kentucky. I think he got so fat they couldn't get him across state lines.
Pretty much, they would have needed a flatbed.
Yeah.
In order for him to go on the road.
Okay, so we got our top 5 solidified of who we're keeping in. Chestnut did not take them down.
Tony Saragusa
Mm-hmm.
was an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
But I think he deserves to be up there. Honorable mention. Joey Diaz in The Longest Yard.
Yeah, that is a fat athlete. Yeah.
Yep.
I guess you're right. Yeah, he's one. Man, I'm sure there's like someone that I'm.
I'm sure
forgetting.
people in the comments are going to let us know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there's any fat athletes that we forgot, because there's some I guarantee you I'll think of later today.
Like I said, I
text
mentioned
you.
see, the only one that I would mention, because we haven't mentioned anybody in this sport yet, is Phil Kessel. Played hockey.
Yeah.
You could look him up. He was a fat athlete.
I do feel like for a period though in hockey they just put the fattest guy in goal.
Yeah, but
then once they started doing the butterfly technique and found out that was better goaling, which is like, again, if you don't know, butterfly technique is where when you're, you sit like this as a hockey goalie, and they started dropping their hips inward.
Look
it
at this
takes
dude,
hip
though.
mobility. Oh yeah, you can tell he's just fat.
Yeah.
From his face.
Just his face. He got a fat boy face.
He's fat. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that we forgot too many. They
don't even put his weight on here.
No. And I was really hoping that by this point, Mike would have texted us and apologized that he didn't show up, so that we could get his opinion. I think that Joey Chestnut having a third on that would have been a good decision. Again, a true fat guy to speak if he feels represented by Joey. Or I almost wonder if Joey's not a false prophet to fat people. He's taking their game. You know what I mean?
Listen, I just want to be clear that if anybody that's overweight, if you're mad at us for this episode, remember, we tried to give you a voice.
Yeah.
We did everything we could to give you the loudest fat voice that we know, and they slept through the fucking podcast.
Kind of the fattest thing you could have done.
The fattest thing you could have done.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're mad at us for you not having a voice, be mad at yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I guess, look, here to wrap this up. Calories don't matter. Give me your fat guy feast right now.
Oh, my fat guy feast?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Or if you need me, I can rattle one off if you need a second.
It's going to have to, mashed potatoes has to be in there.
Okay.
Like garlic mashed potatoes, maybe. A tomahawk. Just a huge, ridiculous piece of meat. Just something that's going to make me shit blood the next day.
Okay, yeah, I like this. See, and still, it's very skinny guy of us. You pick a steak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here, because again, like, look, I was never like a true fat guy, but I was eating 6,000 calories a day, which is a fat guy thing. Again, I'm a false prophet. I've stolen valor. I apologize to all my fatties out there, but I feel like I can speak. My go-to fat guy thing, let me tell you, this is a 4,000 calorie meal, is you go to Denny's and you get the cinnamon roll pancake meal. So it's 2 cinnamon roll pancakes.
Okay.
Exactly what you think it are, comes with a glazed icing. You don't need syrup, but we're going to still put syrup on it because we're being fat asses. Comes with 2 eggs, get them scrambled, take the toast. We substitute that for hash browns, load that up with ketchup, salt, and pepper, bacon. And then you get on the side, you get a peanut butter chocolate milkshake that by itself is 2,600 calories. That's unacceptable, by the way, for something you can drink to be that much calories, bro.
That is a day's worth of calories.
Over a day. The average caloric intake for a human is 2,000 calories. One milkshake. And it's, dude, seeing that on the menu is jarring.
Yeah.
Jarring, because I don't understand what's in the peanut butter chocolate milkshake, because of vanilla it's like 1,400, and then you're like, why is this 1,200 calories more? Did they put like stem cells in it? Is there like small child in this? That was like my go-to fat ass meal. And even like, because again, I was young. I'm like 19, 20 eating this, so I have just my body running as best as it can, eating up trans fats and all that. But at the same time, I'm also working out twice a day. Bro, that meal would hit me like a baseball bat.
Okay, I thought we were making like last meals.
Last meals. Okay.
That's what I was thinking. But
Yeah.
if you were doing like ultimate fat boy meals,
Yeah.
oh, buddy, let me tell you.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna go to In-N-Out Burger.
Mhm.
We're gonna get a 4x4.
Love that.
Okay, we're gonna get an animal style.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go to a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but you can take an In-N-Out Burger to a Krispy Kreme, and they will glaze it for you.
Ew.
Buddy, when I'm telling you, it's something magical. It's something fucking magical.
Oh, God. I don't know. And maybe this is just me getting a little older and not looking at us as older people now. I was like, I don't know if me and you could split that and eat that.
Buddy, I'm going to get a 3x3 protein style on the way home.
Yeah, but I'm talking, I don't know if we could go glaze a 4x4 and eat that and then like go have a day.
Oh, no, that's
You know
the
what
day.
I mean?
That
Yeah,
was the day.
The day is now over.
Yeah,
It's
we just
done.
did the day.
I just did everything I was going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Okay. I did not know you could glaze it. Obviously, I've seen the concept of a donut burger before. Always, I get the salty and sweet. I understand it, but always to me
So
been
good.
like a one bite, and then I would be like, I just want these separate.
But there's more.
Okay.
There's more. Because you got to get fries to put on the burger, but In-N-Out fries don't fucking do it, dude.
Mhm.
So actually, the best ones I found are like the crinkle cut that you find from like a small like mom and pop type,
Yeah.
like Shortstop
Mhm.
hamburgers has them. So I'll go to Shortstop and I'll get those fries, and then I'll put those fries on my glazed burger. Okay.
Yeah.
But then I'm not done. I go get barbecue sauce,
Ooh.
and then I put the barbecue sauce on there. And buddy, it is fucking incredible.
Bro, clipping this and showing this at a university in Europe is gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Just like the class on studying like American economics and obesity.
Yeah.
This would melt a Victorian child's mind.
Yes.
Trying to explain to them what we just did.
But also understand I can do this because I go to the gym 6 days a
Definitely.
fucking week.
But also, couldn't you see me? Couldn't you see this? Like you're in Denmark and you're like, oh hey, look, this place is called USA Fireworks Bang Bang Hut. Let's go here. And then they have what you just described as it's called the American Gutbuster meal or something like that.
Buddy, there used to be this platter at the House of Comedy in Phoenix called the Country Fair platter.
Yeah.
And it was like 16 baby corn dogs, like 8 tenders,
Mhm.
donut holes, cinnamon bun, like tiny cinnamon buns around it. It was everything you could basically find, like powdered donut, everything you
Yeah.
find at a country fair
Yeah.
was on this motherfucking platter. And people would order it and eat it between like 2 people. And I every time I was on stage, I would look at it and be like, oh, y'all got the country fair platter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you are.
Fuck, dude. If I'm ever doing that club as a headliner, I'm gonna scout out the fattest table and send it to their table free and watch how fast through my 60-minute set they can eat.
Buddy, it looks like
platter.
a trough of food. It is insane how much it is.
Oh God, that's so gross. Yeah, man. Food rocks. I get how you can get fat very easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is always a limit where I'm like, that's too gross even for me.
Let's go eat.
Let's go eat, man. Yeah, it's a great episode. Shout out our top 5 of John Daly, Jared Lorenzen, Big Country, Butterbean, and Andy Reid, our top 5 fat. Yeah, John Daly, Jared Lorenzen, Big Country, Butterbean, Andy Reid, our top 5 fat athletes. Give it up for them. This is a fun list. Sad we didn't have Mike Eaton here. Yeah, but, you know.
It's okay. We did it.
Yeah, we'll have him back on hopefully soon because, you know, with his weight, I'm sure he doesn't have long left
Nah.
on this earth. So.
We're not going to have Mike on. Fuck Mike.
No,
man.
yeah, fuck
He had
Mike.
his opportunity.
Yeah, have fun with type 2, bitch. All right, love
Yep.
you guys. Rate, review, and subscribe. See you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Mean it.
Die